This is AP News Minute. Tuesday is election day in some U.S. cities and states. Muslim state legislator Zoran Mamdani, who identifies as a Democratic Socialist, is running for New York City mayor. President Trump endorsed his opponent, former Governor Andrew Cuomo. New Jersey and Virginia are electing new governors. California Governor Gavin Newsom campaigned in support of the Proposition 50 redistricting plan. It aims to help elect Democrats to Congress in response to a Texas plan designed to help Republicans. The Trump administration says it will partially fund the SNAP food aid program this month. The government shutdown has delayed food aid for millions. The UN's World Food Program is warning of a marathon recovery following Hurricane Melissa. It's aiding the worst hit countries, including Jamaica, Haiti, and Cuba.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the Fox 54 Weather Impact Team.
Get to the freezing point, and it's time to end the growing season across the Tennessee Valley, at least when you look at historical averages. Typically, our first hard freeze of the season comes anywhere between late October and early November. So we're kind of in that time frame, and we're not going to see our first hard freeze, at least at any point through the forecast period. By the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday, we're talking about low temperatures in the mid-40s. And then by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're talking about low temperatures in the lower 50s. When the kids get on the school bus tomorrow morning, they'll definitely want a jacket. You're going to want a jacket yourself, and maybe allow yourself a couple of extra minutes as you head out the door for work, especially if you live in one of the more fog-prone locations. If you leave somewhere between, say 6 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock in the morning especially. 42 at 7, 47 by 8, 55 by 9, 60 degrees at 10 a.m., plenty of sunshine. Sunshine definitely not going to be a problem across the area. The only problems we're going to have, the chilly air in the morning, and then maybe the patchy dense fog in the morning. The afternoon is going to be rather uneventful. The afternoon is actually going to be quite beautiful. I've got a high temperature right around 70 degrees. That's pretty close to where we should be this time of year. The average high right around 68 or 69. We're going to do better than that as we head into your Wednesday. Wednesday, temperatures consistently climb into the low and mid 70s. Would not be the least bit surprised given the amount of sunshine we're going to see Wednesday afternoon, if many of us climb to 74 or even 75 degrees. But all good things must come to an end, and that good thing is definitely going to come to an end, all thanks to a cold front, which by the lunch hour on Friday is still going to be back off to the west. We're first going to begin to notice a sharp increase in the amount of cloud cover, but then as this cold front draws closer to the Tennessee Valley, we'll begin to see some rain develop out ahead of that cold front, and then maybe even a couple of isolated thunderstorms as well. It's really the only opportunity for rain in the forecast. Some of it might linger into the earliest hours of Saturday. Otherwise, it does look like we are going to be dry. That's okay. We don't necessarily need the rain. Look at this. We've seen a lot of week-over-week improvement as far as the drought monitor is concerned. Most of us are doing just fine. The only problem area is actually across far northwest Alabama, Lauderdale down into Colbert County, where they are talking about moderate drought conditions. The rest of us are doing pretty okay, especially when you consider the fact that it's early November. Have a good look at the next 7 days. There's your 70 on Tuesday, 73 on Wednesday, 72 Thursday. Those are going to be the 3 best days in the forecast period. Plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, no humidity. 73 on Friday, that'll be great, but we're talking about the opportunity for some rain. 70 Saturday. Now, we really begin to cool things down Sunday and Monday of next week. I've got 63 next Sunday, but I've only got a high temperature of 50 degrees by the time we get to next Monday.
The next mayor and city council for the city of Decatur have officially been sworn into office, marking a new term for the city. Fox 54's Gabe Glassman spoke with the newcomers who are excited to get started.
Congratulations.
The new Decatur City Council and mayor were officially sworn in Monday night. With a new mayor, 3 new city council members, and 2 returning city council members, this marks a new chapter for the city.
It's exciting. You know, I've been meeting with our directors and department heads, and they're excited, and it excites me.
Some of the stuff I've already been doing is meeting with different departments. I met with the library, DYS, all those types of things. So I'm going to continue to do that and just be out in the community until we can get the ball rolling.
I'm ready to get to work for the city of Decatur.
I think we're going to have a very good council, and I believe we'll get along and do a good job for the city of Decatur.
Mayor Kent Lawrence and all 3 new city council members said they're ready to get to work.
Working with all the directors and digging into what their job is and how then I can help them to serve Decatur better.
The things that I promised in my campaign, expanding the hours of youth services and making sure that we're holding the government accountable for what they do and do not do.
What I plan to do is to go out into the district and find things that are going right, find things that need correction, and work on those and talk to the people.
After organization and making sure we've got finished the projects that we've started, I'm particularly interested in economic development.
And the two returning city council members who were voted president and pro tempore of the city council say they're ready to continue the work that's already been started.
Doing exciting things for our residents, infrastructure improvement, things of that nature, we've got to continue to do.
We've got a zoning rewrite, need to do something with DYS. A lot of stuff, a lot of irons in the fire that need to keep moving.
We're just going to try to make a difference in Decatur. Not try, we are going to make a difference in Decatur.
From Decatur, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
Pike was unanimously selected as the next city council president, with McMasters given the pro tempore role.
It's a rivalry that dates back more than 100 years, but this year's Alabama-LSU game just feels a little different. That's because, unlike in seasons past, where the winner of this game is an inside track to the SEC championship and college football playoff, only Bama really is in contention this year. LSU is about a week removed from firing Brian Kelly, and despite a 4-0 start to the regular season, they're 1-4 in conference play. Still, Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer says this Tigers team is physical and talented.
I think they got elite skill, both offensively and defensively, whether it's coverage or being able to win on the perimeter and the running backs as well. So, this rivalry goes way back. You do the introduction with our team and talk about I think it was 1895, if I remember right, doing the research. And that's a lot of games that have happened between these two schools. And so we're looking at this as one of those rivalry games that I was told much about when I first got here.
Sometimes when a high-profile coach gets fired, we say things like the move that shocked the world or in a surprising move. Well, this one wasn't that, and I think the vast majority of Auburn fans would say it was time for a change. Hugh Freeze was fired by Auburn University yesterday, ending an era marred by late-game collapses, head-scratching play calling, and highly touted rosters not living up to preseason hype. In Freeze's place will be defensive coordinator DJ Durkin, who was named the interim head coach. Now Auburn athletic director John Cohen held a press conference today and said Durkin will get consideration for the full-time job, and he made it clear he thinks Auburn should be an enticing landing spot for any coach.
I think we have the best job out there. We have the best fans. We have 19 sellouts in a row. And when you consider what Auburn football has been through, that is incredible. That's a testimony to who our fans are. I'm deeply appreciative of them. I know our whole staff is. I know our student athletes are. And the reality is it's no longer time to be patient. It's time to act, and it's time for us to make a jump.
Durkin and the Auburn Tigers travel to Nashville to take on number 15 Vanderbilt on Saturday. Kickoff from the Music City set for 3 p.m. on the SEC Network. Alabama A&M hosting NAIA squad Blue Mountain Christian College. First regular season game for head coach Dante Jackson. In the first half, patience being displayed by the Bulldogs at the top of the arc. Eventually, the ball gets to Peyton Daniels Sr., his triple, pure. A&M with a slim 4-point lead. Blue Mountain Christian really hung tough for a solid portion of the half, but eventually the Bulldogs show who the Division I team in this game really was. A steal leads to an easy pass and layup from Bilal Abdul-Rahman to Gabe Kinsey. This team largely new, going to take a while to learn all these new names, but Rahman, one of the only returning contributors from last year, and we see him make another great play, eventually swishing the 3-ball, 3 of his 7 points tonight. The Bulldogs led by 20 at the break, and that would be the winning margin. A&M starts 1-0 with an 80-60 victory.